To the video. If you want more information, go check out Durianrider.com. Fantastic ebooks, the best ebooks on those niches, because I like getting the best information out there. I like living the best, my best. My best might be your worst, and my worst might be your best. It's all about living how you want to live. The quality of life every day, where you're dealing with people in a way that, so you win and they win. The quality of communication is the quality of your life. Let's talk about why every woman will cheat. Every woman, no question. A woman is as loyal, loyalty and faithful are different things. Loyal means they've got your back. They've got your back no matter what. Faithful is, Chris Hemsworth comes to town, she's like, I don't care. Yes, she does. So faithful and loyal they're two different things. For me, they're two different things, right? A loyal dog will defend you against the, against the burglar, and then go try and hump him afterwards, but he'll defend you against the burglar, So loyalty and faithfulness are different. Dogs are loyal, not faithful, right? Difference is big there. That's just for me. That's my interpretation. You may have a different one, and that's fine. Well, every woman will cheat. What does even cheating even mean? There's so many different layers of that. Cheating is just like cheating. It's bad. It's this. It's that, and it can be very bad, and it can be totally accepted. And so cheating's like, it's not great. It's a scale of shades. All right. Could be good or could be bad. Could be could contribute to a relationship. They could take away from a relationship. Could make someone really hurt or really relieved. Or both. It's just there's context needed there. But my definition for the context of this video, why every woman would cheat, meaning she would go home and give that guy, herself really, really strongly, more than she did for the guy who's worked his ass off for the last 20 years to provide for the family and kids, etc. This is the reasons why. I was talking to a friend a while back, and she's like, "Oh, well, I wouldn't cheat. I'm very loyal." And I said, "Loyal, I can see that, but faithful, you're a woman, all right? And that's not being sexist or anything. That's just women are ran by their feelings. Okay, men generally ran by logic. Some of us not so much logic, but generally logic. Men, female, feelings, feminine, emotions, energy, emotions, feelings." And that's fine. That is what it is. Like the sun and the moon. It just is what it is. All right. It is what it is. People trying to change it and punish it. It's like no. Accept it and understand it and work with it. Work with it, and you'll have a better quality of life. So, is in a scenario here. You're out with friends. The girl's night out. Your husband's like, you invited him out, and he's like, I'm gonna watch the footy with my mates. Yeah, and I feel like I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. She's like, okay, no worries, honey. Have a good night. Yeah, cool. Have whatever. Do you think this dress looks good? How much does it cost? Oh, it's so expensive. Oh, yeah, I don't know. This is a bit of a slut, I don't know. She's like, oh, well, thanks. And so she leaves. She's out with her friends. She's having a few drinks. They're giggling and laughing, having fun. And her favorite Hollywood actor comes along. Her favorite Hollywood actor comes along. He's in Australia filming or what. It's just total random. And he walks up to her, taps on the shoulder, thinking it's someone else. And she turns around and he goes, oh my God, wow, I thought you were... Oh my God! Wow, you were like a doppelganger in Los Angeles. This is crazy. Oh my God! And all her friends are like, oh my God, such and such is here. Let's use Chris Hemsworth example. Everyone knows him. He's the hunk, stereotypical, and all these girls are like giving him social proof, and they're giggling and laughing and blushing, and oh my God, and they're dripping, and it's just like, And so then your wife, whom you've just been like giving her a bad energy, and then you maybe text like, what are you doing? Like, you're late, like what's going on? Like, is any guys there, any hot guys, or such and such there, and you've been insecure and jealous and bitter. And you're forcing your woman into the arms of Chris Hemsworth or that guy you show jealousy of or whatever. You're forcing her into it. She doesn't even know what's going on. She's like, oh, I'm married. Sorry, I'm married. I've got a ring on my finger. And Chris is like, yeah, I've seen plenty of rings before. They normally end up on my bedroom floor. If you do lose your ring on my bedroom floor, I'll FedEx it out to you. No worries. That's okay. Take care of that. And so, she's getting all these feelings, but she's like, well, I'm married. I'm a faithful wife. I would never stray on my husband. That's what she's telling herself. And her friends are going, oh, Chris Hemsworth, come on, get in. And then he's like, hey, this sounds really crazy. Would you like to have a dance? I've got Dancing with the Stars coming up, and my dance partner, she's got a sore ankle. Can we just you don't have to, like, no pressure, but like, would you like to dance? And she's like, all her friends are like basically pushing her off a chair and going, go dance. And so they're dancing, and he's cracking some jokes, and he's just finessing her. And she's like, oh my God, I haven't danced for so long. And he's giving her full masculine presence. He's not on his phone. He's not looking around. He's just got his eyes gazing into her soul. And she's just like, oh my God, I haven't felt this for so long. And I don't know what's going on here. And she's just starting to like, she's like, ovulation's just starting to trigger. You know what I mean? She's just like she's just feeling so feminine right now. She's feeling it. Then back here, she's like, oh my God, like, I push those feelings down. I'm married, I'm faithful, I'm loyal, and all this stuff. And I'm a good wife, and good wives don't go home with Hollywood hunks. And anyway, so they're dancing and they're just talking. He's asking her questions. He's just weaving it in. He's just mirroring a conversation and giving his language. He's just really just working the scene really, really well, And she's just like, oh my God, she's got all these feelings that have been suppressed for so long, And Chris doesn't give a flying F about this lady. He's just like, yep, cool. I'm out, hit and quit, pump and dump, no worries. And this woman respects him so much. She respects Chris Hemsworth right now more than her husband of the last 20 years, who's just worked himself into a hypogonadal state to provide for the family, and he's got back injury from working, and he's just broken himself to be the dad, to be the provider, right? He's just run himself into the ground to give his love to the family. But she doesn't respect him because he doesn't make her feel good anymore. Maybe she respects him as a provider, but as a man, to make her feel masculine presence, she doesn't. She doesn't look at him the same way she's now looking at Chris Hemsworth, because Chris Hemsworth is making her feel incredible. Her husband, what did he just say before she left? Oh, that black dress, oh, it looks a bit slutty. How much does it cost? Too expensive. You know what I mean? So she's just feeling like, oh, it's like getting a piece of pie, putting it in your mouth, and it's full of salt. Like someone's put a whole salt shaker in the pie. You bite it, you're like, oh. And then you come out to the bakery, and someone goes, have a look at this pie, baby. And you bite into it, and you're like, oh my God, you just light right up, full of sugars, sweetness, and goodness. So she's feeling all this stuff, Chris Hemsworth. And if you make a woman feel good, no matter what your intentions, she respects you. If you make a man feel good, he doesn't necessarily respect you. He might think, wow, you're hot, I'll bone you, but I don't respect you. That's a big difference, guys, to understand. And women don't understand either. All right, so, and so, yeah. Chris doesn't respect this lady, but she respects him massively. She's going to give herself to him later that night. She doesn't even know it yet, but her body's like, yeah, you will. But her brain and her identity's like, no, I won't. I'm not going home with Chris. No, he's just when I want sex. No. And so then Chris is going, look, it's been a great night. I'm really tired. But I'm also, it sounds really weird, but I feel really lonely, like I could really do some company. Can we maybe just go back to my hotel room? No sex, nothing like that. No physical, just nothing, no contact, no nothing, no kissing, nothing. Just purely, just as a friend, I just want to talk. I've got some ideas. I just want to run it by you. I've just got some, you seem like a really knowledgeable person, and I think you got a great heart, and I just feel really safe and secure around you. And this lady's never heard this for like so long, And she's had all this build up, the alcohol, the ovulation, or she's ovulating now because everything's going right, how he's made her feel has just triggered the hormones, She was in like, luteal phase, now she's in the ovulation phase in like an hour or 2 hours. So she's thinking, oh, okay, we said no sex because I can go back to the hotel room, we're not having sex, we're not kissing, we're just talking. What woman doesn't want to talk to the Hollywood hunk? So he goes back to the room and she's sort of like, semi-drunk, but still very conscious. And she's still feeling amazing. She's, oh my God, this beautiful hotel room. And she's just feeling constantly incredible, amazing. Chris is like, wow, your hair's so amazing. And God, you could be a Hollywood actress. She's like, me? Oh, you could be. I'll put you in contact with some agents in LA. And she's like, oh my God. And she's just puddling right now. And then Chris is sitting on the sofa like this. And then they're having a chit chat. And then Chris just puts his arm around and goes, oh, I just don't know what's going on. I know you're married and stuff, but And then bang, 10 minutes later. And she's just like, afterwards, she's just like, oh my God, what have I done? But she'll deny it ever happened. So no, didn't happen. No, didn't happen. No, we just talked. Didn't happen. She'll erase it from her brain to her friends and her husband, everyone around her. She'll think about it almost every day for the rest of her life. But it didn't ever happen. It's a denial. No, never happened. And let's say Chris Hemsworth makes her feel massively rejected after he comes to his senses. Like, all right, you can go fuck now. I just want to route. You can fuck off now. Here's $5, get a bus. And she's just like, what? He's made her feel all these incredible things. She's felt the best she's probably ever felt in her life or for a very long time, either that year, that month, 10 years, whatever. She's had this absolute peak emotional and physical experience. All right, she's just in the glow, the aftermath, and he's just like washing himself off, and he's just like, all right, you can go now. Are you still here? Catch your head, glass of water, you got to go. You know, I've got to get some sleep. I'll get up in the morning. See ya, bye-bye. Bye-bye. What, you know, bye-bye. So she goes out the hotel room, and she's like, what a fucking cunt. And she's thinking, I didn't even know if I consented then. I think he raped me. I'm pretty sure he did. Then she's going to go to the police station and tell her friends, oh my God, like, Chris Hemsworth just raped me, you know, like, blah, 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 blah. You know, fill in the blanks. He made her feel rejected. That's how all these Hollywood things can happen. The guy flooزes it, the woman feels incredible emotions, and he's like, comes to his senses, he's like, see ya, bye-bye. She feels rejected, she feels used, and she got from this massive up to a massive down. And now she's like, I'm gonna make you pay. All right, so that's why these things can go on. So that's a bit of a different change of story, isn't it? That's why fake rape claims can exist and how to prevent them. Never make a woman feel rejected, all right? Because, you know, a lot of guys out there are gonna have some issues with that. That's why you should always record interactions. Men and women should always record interactions. Put your phone on there, put it on voice memos or whatever, record stuff. And that way, if anything happens, man or woman, you've got some proof for your testimony there. Hopefully that does. I'm just giving you the real world situation here. So that's the deal there. And I've been there myself. I've recorded stuff. People have said something. I'm like, well, listen to this. Oh, wow, really? Really? That's what happened, you know? And so, and hopefully those things never ever happen to anyone. But unfortunately they do. So protect yourself. Protect yourself. That's why women will cheat. Not because they're bad, not because they're flawed, you know. That's why guys will lie and pretend to care to get sex, you know. Is it because they're bad? It just is what it is. It is what it is, people. And when you understand it, you know, people spend their whole lives fighting against something. The sun's really bad, blah, 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 blah. Or the moon doesn't exist, blah, 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 blah. Okay, if you just accept it for what it is and use it when you need sun or when you need a bit of moonlight, just use it versus trying to fight it and waste your life, you know, denying things happen or whatever, or blaming yourself or whatever. Just accept it, break it down, go, yeah, I'm still alive, yeah, blah, 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 you know, then you'll have a lot better quality of life. Otherwise, you let things form you and becomes your identity and become vicious and bitter and all sorts of stuff. And a lot of guys watching this video will be like, why women will cheat? And I look at their girlfriend and be like, oh man, women suck, I'm going to go gay and I'm going to go MGTOW. No. I mean, if you want to do those things, that's fine. But that's just is what it is, man. Like, that's just part of the feminine essence. Just like part of the masculine essence is that, is a bit of rage and anger and testosterone. It's just, you know, it's yin yang. Just accept it, right? Now, if you don't want that thing to happen, how could we have prevented that? The husband, oh my God, baby, that dress is amazing. How much was it? It ain't cheap, but you don't have a discount body either, you know? Yeah, but baby, you look good at anything. You could get a $10 potato sack and you'd still look amazing. Oh, even if that wasn't true, you should still say that if it comes from a place of intent and genuine desire to make her feel good. Women don't want the truth as much as they want to feel good, all right? Women beat themselves up so much, and so do men. Social media pressures, expectations, body tune, all this, you know, don't tell the truth. When the feeling's gonna get hurt, tell them what's gonna help them feel good. The dress doesn't, you don't like the dress, say the dress looks good, all right? If you don't like the dress, have another dress that makes, you know, is good as well. Like, it has to come from a place of genuineness as well. Genuine, you just said the dress looks sucks, no one can say it looks good. Well, depends how you say it. If she's already dressed up, made up, she loves the dress, and she's going out, and the last thing you say, that dress looks shit, how much was it? You got ripped off. How's she gonna feel? You know what I mean? You can't tell the truth in that situation. You gotta say, that looks really good, baby. Hope you have a great night. You know? Love you lots. And she's like, oh wow. You know, ideally, she's invited you to come with her, and you're like, I'm gonna go home, stay home, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, great. She wanted to spend time with you. And you said no. You know? So then she's like, what's gonna go on there? That's just how it is. Just like if you let a little kid run out in the street in heavy traffic, what could happen? Right? So it's about being and maybe you don't care. I got an open relationship. She do whatever she wants, and that's fantastic as well. That's that's another element. But let's say you don't want that to happen. You don't want to get snapped up by Chris Hemsworth. Then do whatever you got to do. But that's just how it is. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. This is a hat. Good or bad, it is what it is. It's a hat. Women have feelings. Men say silly things. Women say silly things. Things happen. Alcohol, ovulation, rejection, desires, voids, insecurities, etc. Another thing as well. Another common scenario, more common scenario than Chris Hemsworth going to dinner with your woman is she works with a guy or she has a male friend and you see him as a bit of competition or whatever and you're just like, you're like, oh, you're going to hang out with Loverboy again, are you? Oh, you're going to out with Loverboy or blah, 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 blah. And you really like using his name and focusing. And she's thinking, I don't even like, such and such. Like, even his friend, but, but her boyfriend, her number one guy is like making this friend feel like there's some sort of competition going on. And she, in her subconscious, conscious is like, I'd never even go there. I've known him since childhood. It'd be gross. But in subconsciously, her main man, her boyfriend, her significant other, is putting this guy up on a pedestal as competition. Like, oh, he's an adversary. And so her subconscious brain's going, wow, this guy is actually better than you thought. He's actually a bit of a black swan. He's a bit of a anomaly. Like, wow, like your alpha man here, who thinks alpha, sees him as competition, as an adversary. He's fearful of him in a competition aspect. So her subconscious brain all of a sudden elevates his friend from the friend zone into the wicked fuck zone, because of her main man being jealous and insecure about it without her having known. And then all of a sudden, she's in a situation with this guy and she's like, oh, okay, and her body just runs with it. That happens all the time, right? And that's not good or bad. It is what it is. So if you're a guy and you don't want your woman to bang her workmates or whatever, stop being jealous about him or insecure about him. Would just be like civil or, oh, cool, no worries. You be honest and stuff about him, so they got a drug problem or whatever. But if it comes from a place of insecurity or bitterness or whatever, you're subconsciously pushing your girlfriend into the arms of these fuckboys, etc. You are doing that, right? So you have yourself to blame a little bit. I'm not blaming myself, like she did it, but you're pushing her subconsciously. Women want to be led in life by a man they value and respect and are attracted to. They want to be led. Women want to lead. They want to be, women are like boats and you're the island. They want to come on your island and be like taken up and wrapped up and cared for and provided for and have really good sensations. They want to be a friend. They want a friend. They want a boyfriend, a fuckboy, an alpha, a mentor, and a provider from you. So if you're like subconsciously putting this other guy as like competition, she's like, oh, really? Like that island's pretty good, is it? Like if you're looking over, what's that island doing today? Oh, that island's shit. Like, oh, and all your focus on that other island across the horizon. Her subconscious goes, oh, what is on that island? What's got him all so riled up about it? That's what happens all the time. That's why so many, and I know because I've been with, married women or women who've had boyfriends or whatever. And I always ask, what does your partner think of me? Oh, they're so jealous of you, like, blah, 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 they bitch about you. And I was like, oh, wow, really? First, when I first heard that, I was like, oh, okay. But I heard that every single time. I've been with in the last, God knows how many years. I found it very interesting. So yeah. And often their husband or partner is better looking than I am. Most often, almost all the time. So these guys basically, and I'm not laughing like, I'm laughing because I'm like, I find it so crazy. These better looking, more masculine looking men have had their GFs or wives or whatever come over to me. And I'm just thinking, what's going on here? This is random, Because if we both went to the club, there's no way these chicks would really, think, oh, from the distance, but oh yeah, there's a skinny cyclist guy there, cool. I got this studly guy here, And I'm just like, wow, what's going on? So that's what happens is the stud pushes a woman's subconscious onto a little twig boy over here. Powerful reality. And it's not, oh, you got social media clout and you're like, no. I mean, that definitely can help, but it's the jealousy or insecurity, all right? I'm not trying to put these guys down at all. Not trying to do that at all. Because I was there myself at one point in my life. I was like, yeah, it's, women don't care if you care as much as they care about how you make them feel. Say it again. Women don't care that much if you care, as much as they care about how you make them feel. So if you care about them or not, that's cool. What's really, really important is how you make a woman feel, right? How you make a woman feel is the concrete foundation for whatever she's going to do with you that moment or that night. How are you making her feel now? There's no such thing as a relationship equity. Well, I've been doing everything great the last 20 years and 10 years and 5 years. I'm always there for, I'm always on call. Means nothing in a woman's brain in that moment if you're making her feel bad. Because woman's very present, she's just thinking about that in the moment. You're making me feel really bad right now. I'm not turned on. I'm ignorant. I'm agitated. That's the word. I'm like annoyed. I'm annoyed right now. This whole past 20 years of relationship equity means zip right now in the present moment because this woman's annoyed at you, all right, for whatever reason. All right, so guys, and then that's why guys are amazed, or guys get disillusioned that, I've been with women, I've just taken them home after 20 minutes or 2 hours or whatever, and they've given themselves to me so well, and have been in relationships or whatever. I'm just thinking, damn, what happened there? How'd that work? How'd that work? Because you made them feel magic. And that, my friends, is, that's what it's about. How to cheat-proof your relationship is you make your woman feel magic anytime she wants to feel magic. And you can make her feel more magic than any other guy out there. And she knows that. But if you take that away, in that 10 minutes, in that minute, in that hour, it's like driving a car. It's like riding a bike, right? You're steering your woman where you want her to go. If you want her to be turned on, you got to steer her that way. You can't steer this way and then complain she goes that way. There's no such oversteering. It's like you got to steer the feelings where you want things to go. Right? Steer the feelings. You steer your woman's feelings. It doesn't matter if you've ridden the last 20 years in a straight line on the curves, the right side of the road. It doesn't matter in a split second if you go, I'm going to take my hands off the bars and run over some bumps at 60k an hour, big boulders and gravel on a corner. It doesn't matter how good you've been the last 20 years. You're crashing right now. You're crashing right now with your lady. You're crashing. That's what guys understand is I've got my back done. I wore myself on the ground. I'm hypogonadal because I've worked so hard to provide for the family. And now she's dropped to her knees and she's just deep throating this douche who doesn't care about her. What's going on? I give up. With women. I'm going MGTOW. I'm going to go see Bruce. You know what I mean? And that's fine if you do that. I'm just saying you don't have. That's not about. It's just how women work, man. Imagine that. 20 years of your dedication, and within 20 minutes, your wife's dropping to her knees and just deep throating the douche who couldn't give a flying heck about it. But he's made her feel so good. He just wants to get off and get out, and he knows what to do to make her feel amazing that she ain't getting home. That's what it is. So, and this isn't flawed or whatever. This is what it is. Like the sun on the moon and the hat and the shirt, collar up, sun protection. It is what it is. So that's why you want to learn how to be the fuckboy in your relationship. All right. So, and you give your woman the pleasure physically and mentally. And it's a constant evolution. It's like, relationship muscle. You atrophy it instantly if you stop using it. Like really quickly. Like within a minute or 10 minutes, you can atrophy that relationship muscle. Now, some people might be going, oh my God, this is crazy. I've got to maintain all this stuff. Yeah, you do. It's like steering the bike, all right? That's probably the best analogy. Steering, all right? Steer your woman all the time. When you're in her presence, when you're talking on text, you're steering her in the direction you want her to go, which she wants she to go as well. She doesn't want to feel guilt, and she's like banging these guys, and she's like, oh my God, I got pumped and dumped by a fuckboy, and I've got a husband at home. What have I done? She's going to feel embarrassed. She's going to feel used. No one wants to feel embarrassed or used. They want to feel used by their significant other in a good way, in a loving way, but not in the used in a bad way. Okay, so, and she's going to feel, she doesn't want to do it. She's like, oh my God, I feel this guilt now, and I'm such a failure, and you know what I mean? And meanwhile, this fuckboy is just in the Uber, telling his friends, I just smashed her, mate. Yeah, she's pretty good. It's pretty funny. Where you going now? I'm going to Cindy's house. That's what happens every day, every minute around the world. The fuckboy understands how to make the woman feel, and the husband at home, he's lost that magic touch because he's just so tired from providing for her. So make sure you don't become too much of a provider and not enough fuckboy, all right? Women would rather the fuckboy vibes to make them feel good than the provider vibes. Provider's still important, but fuckboy's more important, all right? Learn how to be a fuckboy in a relationship. You'll have a lot better quality life, guys. Durianrider.com for more information. And yeah, it's the best win for every situation.